Hello, my name is Nadia Clark. I am excited about moving into my own new bungalow this year, with support from a team of personal assistants. I have cerebral palsy and I am deaf. I have a communication aid which gives me a voice in society, and allows me to express my wishes, likes and dislikes, and to give speeches like I am today. When I was 8, I had my first social care assessment with my local authority, who gave me direct payment funding so I could employ my own personal assistants. This gave me more flexibility and ownership to choose my own care. This funding is extremely important to me, particularly now I am an adult, as I want to live an independent life. But as you know, employing PAs takes a great deal of resilience and hard work. There are many challenges, but I am pleased to say I have a supportive and dedicated team. I have had many social care assessments, and also many social workers, who have come and gone in my life. I understand completely that this is the nature of social services, and that sometimes this cannot be helped. But it is very frustrating. I have often had to challenge decisions made on my behalf by these professionals. One example is when a social worker wrote in my assessment that I was low risk because I lived at home and had such a supportive family. She was more concerned about the cost of the PA team and not about my needs. This was very upsetting and wrong, and it made me concerned for my future plans to live independently. It made me worry that I might be made to go into a care home once my family could no longer support me. I remember when I left college 10 years ago, the social worker and local council tried to cut my funding. They wanted to replace my PAs with agency care staff, coming for 20-minute visits, only 4 times a day. They said I just needed the basic care like supporting me to use the toilet, and expected my family to do the rest. However, my family have their own lives to live, and I certainly don't want my family to care for me. Who would want this as an adult? How degrading is that? I don't want to watch Jeremy Kyle all day, no thank you. I want to live a busy, fulfilled, and spontaneous life, where I can do what I want, when I want. This is why I need personal assistance with me at all times. I want to achieve things in my life, such as employment or voluntary work opportunities, education, learning new skills, having a good social life, traveling, and meeting new people. With the support from my PA team, family, and friends, I managed to challenge this decision. Similarly, I recall during my old assessment, when a social worker said in a meeting, "Nadia can never live independently." For years this impacted negatively on my mental health and well-being. It made me not want to try and fulfill my dream of living independently. I could hear the social worker's voice, always telling me, "No Nadia, give up on your dreams, it is not possible." This knocked my confidence and made me feel rubbish about myself and my life. I now want to share with you my most recent experience of having a social care assessment, and how this made me feel. When I decided that I wanted to live independently, I knew I would need a new Care Act assessment. After much challenging, for the past few years I have received a care package that has met my needs through the day and evenings, but I have not required overnight care while in the family home. I knew this would need to change, and that my budget would have to increase in order to allow me to safely live independently. I now needed to fight for 24-hour support. Considering my past experiences of assessments, and knowing that I would have a fight on my hands, it made me feel worried and fearful before the assessment process even started. I requested a new Care Act assessment in the summer of 2018. Before I say any more, it is important that you know that this assessment is still ongoing. I have had to endure over 3.5 years of being assessed, without any sign of a finish line. That is not acceptable or fair on me, and it has had a massive impact on my mental health. I am fed up of waiting. There has been a bungalow ready for me for 3 years, and I still can't live in it yet, because I don't have the agreement from the local authority that they will fund the support I need to live in it on my own. I try to stay positive, but I do have my bad days, when I get upset, emotional, and to be honest at times, depressed that I need to wait for social workers and their managers to make decisions on my behalf. During this time, throughout this one assessment, I have had 5 social workers come and go. I have also been passed between 3 social work teams, including the physical disability team, which is right, but then I was passed to the older people's team. I have no idea why, because I'm only 29, and then the learning disability team. I don't have a learning disability. I had to complain about one social worker as she never visited or did any work on my assessment, despite me asking her to. I ended up speaking to the head of social care. I was given a new social worker. The assessment process is not easy, it is very complicated, and everything seems a fight and a struggle. It is exhausting. It is the waiting and the not knowing what is happening that I find so difficult. All I want is to be able to get on with living my life, how I choose, not to be having to wait for other people to complete paperwork, and then have meetings to discuss me, and to make important decisions about me that will affect my life. I have even asked if I can attend the panel meeting to contribute, and so the decision makers actually know who I am, and what I look like. But I have not had a response. I had to have lots of meetings with the social worker and my family. The assessment made me anxious. I had constant negative thoughts in my mind saying, what if? What if they cut my budget? What if they say I can't live independently? What if they say I don't need personal assistance? For a long time, these negative thoughts took over my positive thoughts, and for a couple of years it made me not want to move out of the family home into my own home, because I was scared about the decisions social workers were going to make about my life. It made me want to give up. I thought the council were very intrusive. It felt like they were checking up on me, asking me lots of questions about why I need PAs, and talking a lot about the cost of this, instead of focusing on my needs. I often feel like I am not viewed as a person. I am seen as a name on paper, as a cost, as a burden. I would like to be viewed as me. As Nadia. And for the people assessing me to spend time really getting to know me, my dreams, and my wishes. Not to just sit asking me set questions. I feel that the assessment process, and the documents themselves, are quite negative. I feel uncomfortable that the social worker knows all about my private life and information. I feel like there is no respect for my right to keep my personal information private. I feel angry at the council, why they think the budget and cost of care is important, but not the disabled person's life, who often struggle to get a job, access their own home and pay support staff. As you can imagine, this has all had a negative impact on my mental health, and the bad memories of this assessment process will now stay with me for life. But I will do what I can to stay optimistic, and I will continue to challenge the system and the processes, to not only better my future, but to hopefully support other people too.